Hello, class. Brother Siemens here. Just wanted to try to put together a 5 minute or less video for you to help you with this first full diving in week with our family proclamation class. Um, can I give you a little bit of praise just to start out. It was fun to see you jump into discussion boards and to really help people feel welcome. It's always just so fun to see that and to see how we really are connected to other people. Um, just know that's kind of our only discussion board designed for the class. They have the optional gathering, reports that you where would it be that you can do each week if you choose. But it's not something that is required. So it'd be nice, if you can get in there and just continue to stay, somewhat connected to each other, saying, here's how I'm gathering, or here's what I learned this week. But it's not required, and so don't get in there and feel stressed about putting in the time. It's just to say, hey, I love my cohort, I love my fellow students, and so I'm going to share with them. You can do that. This week's introduction, I don't need to take too much time talking about it, but you're going to be introduced to the first paragraph and the idea of this proclamation is going to teach us truth. We all know that the world is all about, redesigning things, that they're constantly learning and studying and coming up with more, especially in regards to the family. They're trying to redefine what the family is, and it doesn't matter what the world thinks. What matters is what God thinks. And so you're going to have an opportunity to understand truth this week. And it's fun. Great readings this week. I did want to spend the rest of this video understanding your Provident Living project. Okay, so when you submitted your gathering report at the end of that beginning week, it asks you, what is your Provident Living project? You were required to choose a subject and even kind of write some goals down of, the start of it. So you were doing that. I glanced at some of your gathering reports and noticed you guys were submitting things, and it's good. I just want you to understand what's required at the end of this week. So at the end of week 2, which is this week, don't you love it when you're trying to do something and the computer's like super slow? Why aren't you going? At the end of week 2, you're going to have to submit something again. So while that is spinning and thinking, I've already pulled up this document. So hopefully this document is familiar with you. Provident Living Project, at the end of each week, you're going to report on things that you've done, what you've learned, and then your final write-up. I want you to see this document as a living document. It's something that you should write and put things on every week. Not every week you submit something to me, but every week you put something on there. So at the end of the 4 weeks, this living document, it's been produced, it's pretty much done, and then all you're doing is submitting it. At the most weeks, at the end, when you're talking about the Provident Living Project, all you're doing is saying, yes, I put in my hour time, and I worked on the things that I said I would. That's all that report is. This week's report, right? This is what you're going to be submitting. So what I did is there's a couple individuals that had some great things submitted in their gathering report, and I just wanted to show you a good example. So this right here is something that somebody wrote about their gathering report. That they put into their gathering report about their Provident Living project. So this is a great example of specific, measurable, obtainable, relevant, and timely information. So this person said, you know what, for my project, we're going to work on media. Now, this first paragraph is to show me how relevant it is. It just says, we need to limit these things. I have my children. I'm concerned about them. So that was awesome. This right here, very specific, and it's measurable. So on Sundays, they're saying, I'm only going to watch uplifting, appropriate Sunday videos. And I love it because at the end of a Sunday, they can go, well, did I watch anything that's not a Sunday appropriate, that wasn't a Mormon message? And they can go, yes or no. That's totally measurable. Same thing with the next goal. They're like, I want to try to limit my children's media usage. So they're going to have an hour per week, 2 hours on the weekends. Again, great, specific, measurable goal.